The man giving the command? General Dwight Allied Forces. The man receiving it? General George Patton, the most aggressive and fastest-moving commander in American history. Why would Eisenhower stop his own unstoppable weapon? What do you think? Was it the right call? Let us know in the comments. If you were gripped by this hidden conflict, please like this video and subscribe for more true stories of history's biggest decisions. To understand, we must see Patton's War. After the bloody fighting in Normandy, the Allies finally broke out in July 1944, and no one moved faster than George Patton's Third Army. In a stunning blitzkrieg of their own, his tanks raced across France. They covered over 300 miles in just 2 weeks. German soldiers were confused and retreating. French civilians cheered in the streets. Patton was a hero. He believed he could drive straight into Germany and end the war by Christmas, but his incredible speed created one massive problem: supply. Patton's tanks were gas guzzlers, and every single gallon had to travel hundreds of miles from the beaches of Normandy. Eisenhower wasn't just managing Patton, he was balancing the entire war. The British Army, led by General Montgomery, was also fighting hard and needed supplies. The needed ports hadn't been captured yet. The math was simple and brutal. There was only enough fuel for one army to keep attacking. Eisenhower, the careful planner, faced an impossible choice. Should he halt the flashy, aggressive Patton to support everyone else, or risk everything on one narrow, dangerous thrust that could be cut off and destroyed? The crisis point came in late August 1944. Patton's scouts reported a golden opportunity. His forces could swing north and trap the entire German 7th Army in a place called the Falaise Gap. It was the chance to destroy Germany's fighting force in the west. Patton begged for the fuel to do it, but Eisenhower's order was final. The fuel would go to other parts of the front. The net around the Germans was left open. Historians now believe over 50,000 experienced German soldiers escaped the Falaise pocket. Many of those same men would fight again months later in the brutal Battle of the Bulge. Was this Eisenhower's greatest mistake, or was it a necessary compromise to keep the whole Allied team together? Yet the halt order did not just stop tanks, it froze momentum. German commanders, stunned by their collapse, suddenly had time to breathe. They regrouped behind rivers, rebuilt shattered units, and laid new defensive lines. What should have been a running collapse slowly hardened into organized resistance. Every mile afterward would now be paid for in blood. Eisenhower's strategy was built on caution and coalition warfare. He believed the war could not be won by one man racing ahead, but by keeping British, American, and Canadian forces moving together. A single deep thrust risked disaster. If Patton's fuel ran dry inside Germany, his army could be surrounded and destroyed. One encircled American army could shatter Allied unity and hand Hitler a propaganda victory he desperately needed. Patton saw it differently. He believed speed itself was protection. The faster you moved, the less time the enemy had to react. He had watched German armies collapse again and again when pressed without pause. In his mind, hesitation was more dangerous than risk. Every day lost meant more graves filled. As September dragged on, the cost became clear. Rain turned roads into mud. German resistance stiffened along the Siegfried Line. Towns that might have fallen without a fight became killing zones. Infantry paid the price for decisions made far above them. The war slowed into a grind that Patton had warned against. Behind closed doors, tensions exploded. Patton openly criticized Eisenhower's leadership. Eisenhower, furious but restrained, considered removing him entirely. Only Patton's battlefield results saved him. The alliance held together, but barely. Then came December 1944, Hitler's last gamble. German armored divisions smashed into the thin American lines in the Ardennes. The Battle of the Bulge was the nightmare Eisenhower had feared, and the vindication Patton believed in. With almost no notice, Patton executed one of the most audacious maneuvers in military history, pivoting his entire army 90 degrees through snow and ice to relieve Bastogne. The decision damaged the relationship between the two giants forever. Patton saw a cowardly move that cost lives and prolonged the war. Eisenhower saw a reckless gambler who threatened to lose everything they had won. The irony is thick. When the Germans launched their last great attack in December, the Battle of the Bulge, it was Patton who turned his entire army north in a miraculous maneuver to rescue the trapped American forces. He proved both his genius and his point. So, was Eisenhower right to say, "Stop your advance"? History argues both sides. It was the ultimate clash between a daring fighter and a cautious manager, between brilliant battlefield tactics and the ugly, complicated work of strategy. One thing is certain, that single harsh order changed the end of World War II. It defined their legacies. Eisenhower, the prudent leader who held the alliance together, and George Patton, history's fastest general, who was finally stopped not by the enemy, but by his own commander. History offers no final verdict, only the echo of halted engines, missed chances, and a war that lasted longer than it might have.